Hi, my name is Tara Sands. My proposal is the effect of one-to-one implementation of technology in the classroom on the school library. I currently work in a county that has 5 regions, which is made up of 24 pyramids. It's a large suburban county in Northern Virginia. In this particular county, they have started one-to-one implementation of technology in one entire pyramid. And then there are about 6 other schools that are individually doing the one-to-one technology. For my study, I decided to look at one pyramid, which consists of 1 high school, 2 middle schools, and 6 elementary schools. And all of the schools in that pyramid use one-to-one technology, which means that each student has been given a device, and generally it's in the form of a laptop computer, and teachers are encouraged to teach lessons using the technology, and students are encouraged to learn using that technology. There have been a lot of studies for the implementation of one-to-one technology in the classroom, and a lot of studies on student motivation and engagement in learning. And so it has shown that if it's used effectively and if teachers know how to use technology in the classroom, then it's very effective for student engagement and student learning. There's not been a lot of study of how this affects the school library. And so that was my motivation as a pre-service librarian. It was my interest to find out how this actually affects the school library and the services that are provided. I also wanted to look into what could the librarian do to help support the one-to-one implementation. Oftentimes you think, well, they have the devices in the classroom, so then why would they need to go to the library? And so therefore more research is needed to see how the librarian can support the one-to-one implementation, because many county school districts across the nation are moving towards one-to-one implementation in the classroom. The process that I went through, I did a qualitative study on this idea of how is the library affected by the implementation of one-to-one technology. I did a mixed methods convergence study. I had 3 major questions that were driving me for this survey. One was, how will the use of one-to-one technology in the classroom impact school library services? 2, what are the positive and negative effects that one-to-one technology use in the classroom and library setting have on library services? And then 3, what are librarians' perceptions of their role supporting teachers and students who use one-to-one technology in the classroom? I decided for the qualitative part, I would interview and survey the librarians on the types of collaborations that they have with teachers before the implementation and after, the number of collaborations that they had for lesson planning. I also decided to look at how often students were coming into the library. So for the quantitative part, I was going to look at the librarians' records of how many meetings and collaborative meetings they had with teachers, and then how many classes they actually taught before the implementation and after. The other part of the survey, I wanted to look at the actual circulation records. So this is the part. Also part of the quantitative, was to look at the circulation records before one-to-one technology and after. So what was the effect of book checkout on the library services after the implementation of one-to-one implementation? There are a lot of interesting aspects that could come from this research. There's not a lot of research in the past about the effect on library services. So there definitely needs to be more research done. One of the things that I want to look further into is what are the teachers' perceptions of the school librarian's role now that one-to-one technology is used? And then what are the students' perception of the school librarian's role in the use of the one-to-one technology to support their learning? I think that having this current research study done, plus further research studies down the road about teachers and students' perceptions, will help inform teachers, librarians, and administrators on best practices for the use of the library services, and the librarian in supporting the one-to-one implementation of technology in the classroom.